51. How to change x-axis values in Power BI. Answer. In Power BI, we can change the x-axis dynamically. There are a few steps we need to follow to achieve the same. Creating a separate table with the required dimension names. Once the above table is created, we add a slicer to the report with the field that has all the dimension names. Next, we create a calculated measure that will give us the selected dimension from the slicer. We use the selectedvalue function to get the value. Next, we create another calculated column, which, based on the value from the above measure, will select the particular column from the data. When creating the visual, the column created from step 4 should be dragged for the x-axis, and the y-axis should remain the same. Now, as you will select the different field names, the x-axis will change accordingly. 52. How to connect SQL Server to Power BI. Answer. SQL Server database connection is available in Power BI. Steps to be followed are: go to Get the Data option in Home on the Power BI desktop. Under Get Data, we have SQL Server as an option, or when clicking on More you can select SQL Server database from the list. When we click on Connect, it asks us to provide a few basic details related to the connection. Server info, database info, which is optional, data connectivity mode, either a direct query or import mode. Once the above information is furnished, we can click on OK to connect. You can do so under Advanced Options if you need to write a specific query to load the data. Without the above option, if you click on OK, a window opens asking us for the credentials for logging into the database. We have the option to provide specific credentials or use a Windows login. It depends on how you have been given access to the database. Current credentials refer to your Windows credentials. Alternate refers to specific to the database. Once access is verified, you get a window with all the databases on the server shown in the left and right pane, showing a preview of the data from any table selected on the left. Once you select the table to use, you can see 3 options at the bottom: Load, Edit and Cancel. The Load will directly load the data. Edit will open Power Query Editor and will allow you to do transformations in the data before loading. Once data is loaded, you can use it to create visuals as per your choice. 53. Which 2 cross-filter directions are available in Power BI table relationships? Answer. When a relationship is created between 2 different tables in Power BI, then the relationship asks us for the cross-filter direction. There are 2 options available for cross-filtering. Single. When the cross-filter direction is single, then the filtering between tables happens from the left table to the right table. It is the default setting. The first table can be used to filter the data in the second table. Both. When the cross-filter direction is both, then the filtering between the tables will work in both ways. Either table can be used to filter the other table. 54. How to remove null values in Power BI. Answer. In order to remove null values from the data can be removed in the Power Query Editor window on the Power BI desktop. There are multiple ways to remove null values. Sort the data respective to the column in which we have nulls. If removing the null rows does not affect your data, then you can delete them right away. Another option is to use the Replace Values option in the editor window. You can replace the null values with 0 or any other relevant value. 55. How to connect JIRA to Power BI. Answer. We connect to JIRA using JIRA Content Packs and JIRA REST API. There are a few steps involved. In order to connect JIRA to Power BI, we need an API token that can be generated from the Atlassian link. Next, we download and install the JIRA Content Pack. Then the API token is added to the JIRA Content Pack. Once the connection is set, it automatically creates a workspace with a dashboard and a set of reports to visually analyze the data. 56. What is OData feed in Power BI? Answer. OData stands for Open Data Protocol. It is usually used to pull data from websites and SharePoint. It helps in getting data from URLs. It basically helps to extract data from a URL without getting into the details of URL-specific parameters like request, response, HTTP methods, etc. It takes care of these things in the back end, leaving us to focus on pulling the data and performing transformations, and creating useful analyses. 57. How many filters are there in Power BI? Answer. Power BI provides us with a variety of options to filter our reports, data tables, and visualization. These filters are not saved as a part of the report. Whenever we open a report, then we can use visual filters, but there is no option to store the filter in the saved report. Below mentioned is the list of types of filters available in Power BI. Page level filters. Page level filters work at the report page level. In reports, there might be different pages. These available pages in the same report can have different filters at the page level filters. Visual level filters. Visual level filters work only for individual visualization by reducing the amount of data that the specific visualization can see. The visual level filters have the capability to filter both data and calculations. Report level filters. The report level filters work on the entire report, which filters all the pages and the respective visualizations included in the particular report. 58. How to filter top N in Power BI. Answer. Power BI provides us with a great option, filter top N in visual data. You can go to the filter pane, then go to the filter on this visual and select option, filter type, as top N and show items as top 3, 5, and 10. For example, the by value is the amount you would prefer to filter by, let's say, sales amount or profit amount. If we want to keep it dynamic, then we can create a parameter table named top N with a measure as top N value that gives us the selected value. For that scenario, we can use the what if parameter feature provided by Power BI. In the visual shown below, you can see how the top N can be created. I have tried showing the top 5 sales figures by category. 59. What is slicer in Power BI? Answer. Slicers are a way of filtering the data from a chart or reports prepared. Suppose you want your colleagues to be able to look at overall sales metrics but also want to highlight performance for each individual regional manager, region-wise filtering. You can create a list or drop-down as well using slicer. Date and number slicers are also available to separate reports or comparative charts, date-wise filtering of the data. While applying filters in the reports, you have two options to either use the filters pane and add the filters or use slicers from the visualizations. Slicers are another way of filtering. Slicers narrow down the portion of the dataset shown in the other report visualizations. Attached below is a representation of the slicer. For every selected filter in the slicer, the value of sales and the count will change. 60. How to publish Power BI reports to the web. Answer. You need to click on the Publish option available in Power BI Desktop to publish reports to Power BI Web or Service. The report generation environment uses service credentials. Log into Power BI Service and click on the report that you published. Once you open the report, just click on the File menu option and select the option Publish to Web. Then you will get information in a message box that says, and this step will create a link and embed code for you to share with the world through a website or even an email. Now click on Create Embed Code as shown in the below image. After clicking on Publish, you will see the embed code and a link to share through email. You also have an option to choose the size of the screen for this embedded code. Thanks for watching Salesforcestart.